Hi, welcome to the Neighborhood Center. I'm Mrs. Berard, and how we doing? Are we doing okay? I know, things are getting longer and longer, but we got this, right? We can do this. Today I thought I would read you a story. It's one of my favorites. I just love this one. It's called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. So this story here is taken from the version of the wolf. Okay. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. So what's the story that we know about the three little pigs, right? We've got three little pigs and we have a wolf. And we have three little pigs, and what were they doing? They were building homes. And one pig built a home out of hay or straw, right? The other one built a home of wood. And the third little pig, he built a house out of bricks. And the wolf came, and he huffed and he puffed, and he blew in the first little pig's house. And then he went to the second one, and he huffed and he puffed, and he blew in that house. And then he went to the third little pig, and he huffed and he puffed, and he huffed and he puffed, and I don't believe he blew in that house. He just couldn't do it. But let's hear what he has to say. All right, this is from the wolf's point of view. Now, when we have a story, sometimes we always have two sides, right? We have the three little pigs side, and then we have the wolf side. And then you, as a person, if you hear two different stories, you need to figure out which one is the truth, okay? And then that's the story you go with. A lot of the police have to do that kind of stuff. They have to go out and be little detectives and figure out what is the true story, because there's so many times that our stories are so different, right? But we need to always be honest in what we say, because eventually your story, if you're not so honest, will catch up to you. And then you'll be caught and you'll be burnt and you'll be sad because it hurt your heart. And we don't want that kind of stuff. So always remember to be honest. But let's just listen to the wolf side of the story. Oop, that's from the page. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze, achoo, and a cup of sugar. Here's the sneeze. He wrote it up on an easel, and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. I love all the little letters. They're so different. Way back, once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible cold and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a little pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in their right mind would build a house out of straw? Yeah, that's not so smart, huh? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, I felt it right in. I didn't want to just fell right in. Sorry. I didn't want to just walk into someone's house, so I called, "Little pig, little pig, are you in there?" No answer. I was just about to go home with the cup of sugar, without the cup of sugar, for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. He didn't puff, he snuffed. And a great sneeze. Achoo! Look at that sneeze. Look what he's doing, knocking it down. See, when he knocked on the door fell in. But now he sneezed, and now what happened? The whole house came tumbling down. There he is. And look there's the little pig. And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell right down. Right in the middle of the pile of straw was left the first little pig, dead as a doornail. I had been home the whole time. It seemed a little shame to leave a perfectly good ham lying around in the straw. So I ate him up. I think of it as a big cheeseburger lying around. If you saw a big cheeseburger lying around, would you eat it? I know, I don't think I would, because I don't know about all the germs and where it was, but the little wolf, or the big wolf, thought it looked delicious, which is really the ham, but he was saying that it was a cheeseburger for us. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not too much. He had built his house out of sticks. I said wood, but sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, little pig, are you in there? He yelled back, "Go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs of my chinny chin chin." You see the hairs on this chinny chin chin? Do you have hair on your chinny chin chin? I just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming. I huffed and I snuffed. And I tried to cover my mouth, or we would go like this, right? But I had a great big sneeze again. And you're not gonna believe it, but this little guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust all cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Oh, little wolf. What a story he's got going on. Now, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing that there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it like as, a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling so much better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. Now, this was the second day. Yesterday was the first pig. This is the second day. He still didn't get the sugar. How long does it take him to make a cake? Oh, something to think about. I mean, if he's making a cake for a couple days later, it's really out. He could go to the store and get sugar instead of borrowing it from the neighbor. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. You can tell me what you think. So I went to the next house. The guy was the first and the second little pig's brother. He must have had the brains of the family. He built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No one answered. I called, "Little pig, little pig, are you in there?" And do you know what that little rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, woof, and don't bother me again." Well, he probably heard what happened to his brothers, so he's probably not very happy. Talk about impolite. He probably had the whole stack full of sugar, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear old sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold was coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third yellow pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." Oh, I bet that didn't make the wolf very happy, right? Well, I'm normally a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody starts talking to me about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. I bet he did make a real scene. Look at the wolf. He's really huffing and puffing and sneezing, isn't he? There's the pig. He's just watching. The rest of the story is history, as they say. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar really didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up all the story with all of that huffing and puffing and blow down your house. And then they made me out to be the big bad wolf. That's right. The real story. I was framed. Maybe you could borrow, or maybe you could lend me a cup of sugar. This story just cracks me up. I just love it. I love that there's a different side of the story. But we all know the real story of the three little pigs, right? All right, well, I hope you guys are all well. Today's a nice little quiet day. I thought it was going to be sunny, but it really wasn't a sunny day. But tomorrow it'll be warmer. And I hope you guys are all well, staying very healthy, isolating yourself from other people. All right, well, you all be well, and I'll chat with you later. All right, kisses to y'all. And